Hey everyone, you know how math can sometimes feel, well, super abstract, right? But what if I told you its most basic ideas are actually powerful tools for your everyday life? Today, we're going to break down how the simple logic you use to solve a puzzle is the exact same logic you need to master your paycheck. Let's dive in. So let's start with a kind of weird question. What if a single letter of the alphabet could actually help you save money? We're talking about that X from algebra class. But forget the textbook for a second. Think of it as a practical tool for understanding your finances. Okay, first things first. Let's try to think about math a little differently. At its heart, it's really just a system for solving puzzles. I mean, our daily lives are filled with these little unknowns, and the way we figure them out is, well, it's basically math. Okay, picture this. Imagine you have a secret number of marbles. Your friend comes along and gives you 5 more, and now you have 12. So, how many did you start with? It's pretty obvious, right? 7? But it's not the answer that matters so much as the process, the way your brain just identified an unknown and solved for it. That's the key. And that feeling you just had, that instinct to find the missing piece, that, believe it or not, is algebra. At its core, that's all it is. Just a way of setting up a problem so you can find the unknown. Now, the main tool we use for this is something called a variable. It sounds technical, but it's super simple. It's just a placeholder, usually a letter like X, that we use to represent that secret number we're trying to find. It lets us turn a fuzzy word problem into a clear equation we can actually solve. So when we use that variable X, our little marble puzzle turns into this simple equation. X plus 5 equals 12. See what we did there? We just translated a real-world situation into the language of math. That is the crucial first step. And this is so important, this idea of taking small steps, a small step progression. When you get comfortable with simple equations like this one, you're building the confidence and the skills to tackle much bigger, more complicated puzzles down the road, whether it's in a math class or just in your bank account. All right, now for the fun part. Let's take that exact same logic, that same puzzle-solving skill, and apply it to something way more important than marbles, your money. The way you find X in a simple puzzle is identical to how you get real clarity on your finances. You know, the path to being good with money really follows this exact structure. First, you learn the tools, things like basic algebra and, of course, percentages. Second, you identify the problem, like how much can I actually afford to save this month? And third, you apply the tool to find the answer. That right there, that's financial literacy in action. So let's actually see this in action. We're going to look at a super common financial situation, figuring out prices and discounts when you're shopping. All right, you're out shopping, you see something you really want, and the price tag says 80 bucks. That's our starting point, our known quantity in the equation. But then you see that beautiful sign, 25% off. Now that percentage isn't just a number, it's a mathematical instruction. It's telling you to do a calculation to find out what the real cost is, not just the sticker price. And boom, after a quick calculation, you know the final price is $60. It's a simple bit of math, but this skill, turning percentages into real dollars, is something you can use absolutely everywhere. And trust me, it's not just about shopping. You use this exact same skill to figure out sales tax, how much to tip at a restaurant, what's being taken out of your paycheck, and even for setting your long-term budgeting goals. You could say percentages are basically the language of finance. So at the end of the day, getting the hang of these basic ideas isn't just some school exercise. It's a real life skill. It's like having a financial superpower that gives you direct control over your own money. I mean, just think about the difference here. Without these skills, you're pretty much guessing. You're looking at a bill or a paycheck, and it's just confusing. And that confusion can easily lead to overspending. But with these skills, well, you're not guessing anymore. You're calculating. That confusion gets replaced with confidence. And most importantly, you get control over your money. So, I'll leave you with this question to think about. Armed with this perspective, what's the first financial puzzle in your own life that you're going to solve? Maybe it's finally creating a budget that works, or understanding your investments. Or hey, maybe it's just confidently calculating that next restaurant tip. The power is officially in your hands.